What up, Wheatfield? What up, what up, what up, what it do? Welcome back to the Wheatfield, y'all. Welcome. Welcome to you. Camera angle feel a little bit off or whatever. I don't know. This morning is rising. This day feel off. I'll tell you that. Today is September the 19th, 2023 is what date on the clock be. But you know how it is. How your girl feel about it anyway. It's always now. It's always now. My cup is just bluish gray. It don't even say nothing, y'all. Maybe that's what we needed to say. Nothing. How y'all doing? Welcome to the wheat field. Welcome to you. Welcome to the wheat field. If you new, hey, come on in. Hi. Welcome to you too. My name is Lottie and I'm a channeled messenger. I message with the big three, the Alpha Omega, the infinite intelligence, aka the word, the principal thing, and the breath of life. Yes, that's moving, animating, connecting, binding, everything. The life force, the holy chi, yes. When the Alpha and Omega spoke out and said, let there be light, so mote it is, so mote it is, so mote it be. They moved together, the word and the breath, and everything came to be. And we channel with those energies. We essentially can recreation, yeah. Thank you to the Alpha and Omega for this coffee. Thank you, Alpha. Oh, we needed it. We ain't need it, but we really, really wanted it. And we thank you. It's very useful. It's very tasty. I like this here this cup. I like coffee. We do. And we like coffee cups too. Usually they say something and they are part of the message. But today it don't say nothing. But I like the fact that it's got this top to it and it keep it. I don't know if it's going to keep it warm. I have a coffee warmer. I probably need to get a second one so I can put it over here on this space. One for the desk and one for the studio space. Yeah. But again, I like the fact that it's covered. It keep the heat in and keep shit out. Yeah. That covering is oh, maybe that's what the message is going to be about, being covered. Let's take a bite. Alpha, do you want to bite? No. Omega, would you like to bite? Yes, okay. Thank you so much for this food. Thank you for the provision. Thank you, Frank. Thank you. I appreciate it. Please eat with me. Y'all. I got an everything bagel with some jalapeno cream cheese. That spice will definitely wake you up, I'll tell you that. I am sapped, y'all. I really am. And I've been drinking water. I probably could drink some more of it, always. Coffee first thing in the morning. I've been kind of trying to get into the habit of drinking water first before I have my coffee. But I didn't do it this morning. This rising. I'm transitioning my schedule too, so I can get up earlier. I need to get up earlier. Go to bed earlier. I be up, y'all. I be up. And it feel like, I mean, it's been like that for the past forever though. I'm always up and down, middle of the night. Spirits always be waking me up in the middle of the night. And man, when I tell you, I don't know if it's just like catching up with me or if I just really need some rest, you know, some sleep. I feel like I could sleep for days, hours and hours and hours. I could sleep. Could be new moon energy. I think the new moon is gearing up or something like that. I'm not for sure. But whatever the case may be, we need to do some self-care. We do. Who or what defines the contents of my life? That's the thing. For me, it's work and service. Work and service. You know, we've been trying to incorporate more family time because that's important to come to balance with that. What kinds of situations do I avoid? What does this evasion say about my previous experiences or beliefs? I don't know. if I was to be truly honest, I would say I avoid, right now I'm avoiding healthcare. I mean, I'm in a spot of transition, so I gotta kind of wait for some things to re-engage. But like setting up new doctors in a new area, you know, setting up new bill pay, just all the little small things that tend to add up that you need to do. What are my most important values? How are they reflected in my life, in my daily decisions? I guess if anybody looked at my life on the outside looking in, they would say work is my value. 'Cause that's what I'm always doing. Working somewhere. Either I'm working in the house, I'm working for work, or I'm working for service. It's not a whole lot of anything else going on. Nothing going on but the rent. Got to have a job, 2 or 3 to pay these high rents. Hell yeah. How have I become me? What am I like? How have I become me? Well, Lottie was a young parent. I was a teen mom, not in high school teen, but right out of high school teen. And it was like I struggled for a while, a long time, having people come in and out my life that, you know, supposed to be there or that you can depend on. First of all, first baby daddy was like, yeah, he's a baby daddy, deadbeat too. Was like, you pregnant? Yeah, fuck you. I'm not doing that. I'm not being a parent. Um, I don't want no kid. Not no another kid anyway. Well, I struggled with my eldest daughter. Worked all kind of jobs. It didn't matter what it was. Didn't matter. As long as I was working. I scrubbed toilets, swept floors, mopped floors. Worked for a fulfillment center, kind of like Amazon, but they did golf products for Titleist or somebody like that. What else did we do? We did. We worked fast food. On more than one occasion in time in our life, we worked 2 full-time jobs or 2 part-time jobs that equal to full-time, and then after that, we worked 2 full-time jobs so that we can have enough money to sustain self to keep up, life expenses. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. Hey, hey, you got to have a job, maybe 2 or 3. I feel like somebody working their ass off right now. I do. I know I did. That's what we talking about, shit. And even in my current life, I mean, I call them past lives. They feel like them decades, when I was in my late teens, early 20s, then 30s and whatever, we ain't gonna talk about it. Your girl is in her 40s. I don't care. I mean, it is what it is. But, it feel like each one of those sets of decades was a different lifetime. Because, you're so different. You grow and you mature, and how you used to think, how you used to be should be different, differently, different. Right? But the track to become me, Lonnie, has been long and it's been hard fought. It has. And I've been blessed the whole way. Like the Most High God has kept me, and I am not, complaining by any means. It's just a deeper look into me. Like, how have I become me? And how have my values developed? Like, how are they reflected in my life and in my daily decisions? I've always, I guess, one of my kiddos recently told me, because I have 3, I have 2 birth and 1 adopted, and one of them told me that I value material things over other things. And I don't believe that that's true. I think they said that because they was pissed because I wasn't giving them money in the moment, actually, which was kind of funny. That was an oxymoron. I'm like, how the fuck am I materialistic? Because and the only reason why you called me is for money. All that to say, is that money is a tool to be used so that we can build and create. That's what it is that we see. What we want to build and what we want to create. It wouldn't matter if your emphasis is really on family, you know what I mean? Your value was family. Because that was my value. It was taking care of my kiddos and not letting them struggle. I didn't want them to struggle. I just didn't, you know, and that takes sacrifice. You're going to have to sacrifice time in some places. If I'm working 2 jobs or going to college at the same time, I'm working jobs and working a career or building a career, going to college and building a career, and I'm working 10, 12 hours a day and then still have to come home and put in that time at school, then there's certain things that I'm not going to be available to do. But I still found time, though, to make certain events, you know, plays and concerts and field trips. uh, you know, try to have some balance. I mean, it wasn't always perfect. It wasn't. And some days I was just too damn tired to even put forth my best. You know, to do what I would really like to do, to show up in a different way for them. But, so I can see how, you know, maybe they would consider that, the fact that I was always working, that I was always doing something. But it was to support what they wanted to do. You know, shit, whether it's a saxophone, whether it's a guitar, whether it was, you know, webcamming or videography, or, you know, whether it was theater, whatever the case may be, you know. Shit, my eldest daughter, I mean, for every school dance, they had to have a different dress. You just went to homecoming 3 weeks ago. Now we're going to somebody's hawking something, and you gotta have another dress. And then here come another dance, and you gotta have another dress. I mean, like, you can't wear the dress you wore 2 dances ago. No, mom, I can't wear that dress. You gotta have a whole nother dress. Okay. We make choices and we do what we need to do or what we feel is right to do in the moment in order to provide that value. How have I become me? A series of letdowns and disappointments. Putting something and investing something in self that nobody could take away from me. I definitely was one of the few of my friend group that graduated from high school. 4 cups. Let's see here. Missing out is what I feel. I missed out on some stuff. And I feel like, you know, maybe my kiddos feel like they missed out on some stuff, but I don't know. Nobody's ever going to be a perfect parent. They're not. But I feel like there were some things that I missed out on, you know what I mean, and wanting to provide that for my kiddos, you know, and so that they don't have that sentiment. It took me away from them in ways that just maybe cannot be replaced. Maybe it was a part of their value system. And, yeah, 3 of Pentacles, working, collaborating, you know, how I chose to collaborate, where I chose to put my energy, you know, shared vision, you know. Lovers is on the flow. That shit fell on the flow. Because there was a lot of failed relationships. Not a lot. 3 major failed relationships that, you know, was really pivotal in shaping, you know, all of this. And you could feel like you a single parent in the middle of your whole marriage. You can, because sometimes you feel like you're not getting the help, you're not getting the support. And if all the weight is falling on you to do, to push forward into, because that's how it was with me. A lot of the weight fell on me, yeah. Um, King of Cups energy. The emotion was there, the heart was there, but, they didn't have the drive, the ambition. So it was like anything that we wanted to accomplish fell on your girl. We had a lot of battles. We did. And it ended up in a sense of competition. Yeah. Where the more I progressed and the more I grew, the more this person talked shit about me behind my back. And I heard the more you progressed and the more you grew, the more they talked shit about you. We see the hangman delayed, held up. Sacrifice and surrender. You're sacrificing and surrendering onto, I just really feel sacrificing time. You might be surrendering or giving up, not just control, but like I said, the availability and participation in other things. You can't be in two places at one time. You can't. You have to, either plan differently, plan appropriately, or, it's going to be either this or that. Meant to fulfill the plan, the dreams, it's going to take sacrifice. It is. A lot of business owners and entrepreneurs know what I mean. You can have a family and starting a business, but oftentimes the children work in a business, they support the business, you know what I mean? And they don't always like that. They probably grow up and be like, I do not want to be a part of the business because I did that shit when I was young. How many weekends we gave up because we were trying to push the business and get it off the ground. How many times did I have to help out with younger siblings? How many times did I, feel like I wish that you were there in a different kind of way, but you had to go and do this, that, and the other. But then it makes a way. You are able to provide a provision or support in other areas that would not be there if you didn't make the sacrifice. So it's always catch-22, always the other side to the coin. You always damned if you do and damned if you don't kind of situation, because to find that perfect balance is just like, wow. So how have I become me? Having bold ambition, taking calculated risks, feeling like I'm going to go forward in this direction. Is going to require some things and time and sacrifice and energy. It's going to be a pull on the whole family in a sense. We're going to have to pitch in and dig in together, and everybody playing their role and contributing even when others didn't. But and try to keep that off of the kiddos. I think the most that they did was really have to clean up, like clean up they mess during the week, and then we would clean up big on the weekend, and then they can maintain their mess throughout the week. That's the biggest pull that I can look back and see. But of course, they have a whole different POV. Seven of Cups, confusion, illusion is here. Battles definitely ensuing and going on. Control and dominance. Maybe they felt like I was controlling. They probably do. Like I said, I controlled their wardrobe and everything for a while. I would just go shopping and buy them stuff. But whatever the hell I bought doesn't mean that's what they wanted. But no, after a certain age, they were able to just go and do that. Knight of Pentacles. Practical endeavors, long-term plans, being responsible and reliable. I feel like a balance between responsible and reliable. Reliability. Do they feel like I need to increase it? Yeah. Maybe they felt like, they wanted me to be there for them in certain ways, and I wasn't, but I was responsible at the same time. So, I don't know. Eight of Cups. Walking away. Challenging. To let them go. Moving. Yeah, we did. We moved a lot. And I know that was unstabling. Moving a lot. Where they get settled and they start to make friends. And, what is it? They start to make friends and develop net relationships and stuff, and then we move away. This one, this, Oh, well, I guess this one. Threw them off balance. You know what I mean? Every time we moved, they became unstable and threw them off balance and had to reestablish themselves. That's like being a military kid. You know, somebody who's always in the military and they always moving around from base to base to base, even country to country, because sometimes we move state to state. So, how does that destabilize the kiddos when you're moving? My second kiddo, my middle kid, he bounced back and forth between me and his dad. Him and my first husband didn't get along so great. And he would always act because he would miss us both. If he was with me, he would miss his, if he was with me, he would miss his dad. If he was with his dad, he would miss me. And depending on how he was performing, I might just be like, yeah, no, this is not working out. So he moved back and forth between us quite a bit. He moved more than the other kiddos. But I was never like, you can't go with your dad. If he wanted to go with his dad, he could go with his dad. And I still supported him even when he was with his dad, you know. Still did the same thing. Just buy a bunch of clothes and kind of see what they were into. I would watch and look and see what their style was and, you know, try to pick stuff out. Now, success, positive news, victorious. We see 4 of Cups, but it's clarified by the 6 of Wands. Maybe feeling left out or some sort of loss or feeling like you were missing out would lead to success or to victory, you know. And I feel like that too. Like sometimes, like when kiddos don't have, they have adversity because they moved a lot, right? So they definitely got the skill of being able to make relationships, or maybe it was like more of, you know, I have anxiety about making relationships because, you know, I'm nervous because I got to keep starting over, keep starting over. That could be a thing. You know, I see that in one of them. My oldest, she can, you know, formulate relationships. Blessing, she can too. Now, holding on to relationships for Blessing is difficult because sometimes Blessing be on some bullshit, you know, and that just be like, you can't do people like that. You will end up getting back what you put out, you know. You can't, I don't know, hurt and harm people and expect to hold solid relationships. You just can't. But she'll get through it. She'll learn that, you know. But like I was saying, sometimes I think that when you are missing out on something, it gives you the drive and ambition to go and get it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I was always very ambitious and would take, you know, the risk, the opportunity to go forward so that we could have better, so we could do better, so that we could progress. Break the bonds and the chains of, you know, I want to say poverty, but I didn't feel impoverished. I mean, did we have public assistance? Yes, we did. And, because my mom was a hustler. She hustled her ass off to make sure that we was good. But it was still poverty. It was. Page of Pentacles. I wanted to do something different. I wanted to put something in me that nobody could take away. Education. I wanted for them to have, you know, I wanted solid prospects. I wanted stability, you know, the ability to, of course, home ownership and, you know, earn a decent wage and the ability to give my kids certain things like, you know, be able to put a little pool in the backyard and, you know, whatever they wanted to and be into, you know, skateboards and bikes and all that shit, you know what I mean? Whatever it is that they wanted, they had the ability I had the ability to provide it. Yeah, family. And it's a little bit difficult when you don't have, like I said, a partner that's, you know, somebody's got to put the work in. And in my situation, I was always the emperor. Four of Pentacles. You know, when one person is kind of holding back and they're not putting forth that effort. So what was my values, how they reflected in my life? My values was doing the working my ass off so I could be a good provider. You know, and maybe that's where, you know, like I said, some distortion is because it was imbalanced. I worked so hard that it actually taught my children that they don't want to work like that. They don't. Page of Wands. That was the message that they got from that, is that they don't want to have to work hard like that and sacrifice so much family time in order to provide the luxuries for family. But they will learn that it's a double-edged sword, like I said, to create, you know, the luxuries for family. But they get a chance to start all over again. They have free will. They get a chance to do it their way, you know, and find out what it is that they would, you know, do in their life with their partner. Every generation has the ability to set their own boundaries. And they will look back over their life and figure out how have they become themselves. How are their values reflected in their life? What's most important to them? And like we said, they're usually born out by missing out on something. They figure it out by what they want to invest in, how they want to invest their time, based on what they went through in their past. Five of Pentacles, what they felt like they were missing, what they felt like they lost out on. They will invest in that. Definitely cause some anxiety, some worry, some fear. You know what I mean? I definitely feel worry, you know, concern for sure. I be up at night. I do. I do not be resting well, y'all. I don't. You know, I feel it. Still dealing with some of that shadow stuff. Doing the shadow work. You know. Which one? This one? Okay. Shadow work. Resolving issues. We see the Five of Cups here, regret, and we see locked up. You know, we see Four of Swords, rest. You know, unable to rest. But I feel like either being prepared for something or maybe it's just too much work. A lot of work. You know, wands can be burdens, not just burdens, but opportunities, projects, and doing too many different things. The Hermit is here. Pray more. Listen to the Spirit. You know, let the Spirit guide me to help me with the balancing. You know, definitely isolated. Isolated. But Nine of Pentacles, none the same. Nine of Pentacles, Four of Cups. Lost out on a lot. Missing out on a lot. Missed out on a lot. Yeah, we can see it. missed out on a couple of things, you know, things that, you know, just bring happiness and joy, you know. Won't you here with me? Joy. Mm-mm-mm. Won't you near me? Something like that. I just hear, won't you here with me? Judgment. Sometimes I made the wrong choice. You know, I did. Trying to stick to the plan and go for more and more and more and more and more. I made the wrong choice. I did. King of Swords. Yeah. Sometimes I made the wrong choice. Looking at things in the opposite way. You know. But I can see where I have made, you know, sacrifices that not only cost me precious opportunities and moments in time with the kiddos, but where they felt like they missed out on some stuff too. This one, this. Yeah, 3 of Cups. And my 3 of Cups wasn't another person, it was always work. Always work. Workaholic type of energy. I saw my mom hustle so she could provide for us. I had, again, that abandonment early in life. You know, my dad wasn't around, he wasn't, and when my oldest daughters, her dad, my baby daddy, the deadbeat daddy, abandoned me, it put me in a position where I had to work. I felt trapped in this mindset that if I don't provide, then nobody's going to be there. And again, 3 significant relationships of feeling abandoned and left with a sense of instability. Yeah. And I wanted to protect my kiddos and my family. So I was in this mindset that if I didn't do it, it wouldn't get done. I think we can even go further than that, because when I was a teen, you know, my eldest daughter, her dad was like, fuck you, bitch, I ain't having no kids. I said that. But then my mom put me out and we didn't have any place to go. I worked 2 full-time jobs, sleeping on my aunt's couch in order to get my own place and do that. And then I eventually met somebody, and they didn't put forth the effort either, where, you know, we could balance things out and share the weight. So that didn't work. And I had a vision, 2 of Wands. I knew something. It was something that I knew. One, I knew that I wanted more. I wanted greater. I didn't want to just work, you know, low-paying jobs that didn't have any growth potential. I wanted to be more. I didn't want to be just a single parent, single teen mom where, you know, that kind of got trapped in that and felt like you couldn't progress. Like I still wanted college and growth and success, prosperity, you know. So that was my choice. It was something that I knew. And I went off by myself. You know, I was going to go off and do that, but then I met baby daddy number 2. Conflict. And that was mental conflict, mental battles within self. And baby daddy number 2, we was good. We had family life and we bought a house and all this stuff. I helped them buy a house, and, you know, then I ended up getting fucked out the deal because he decided that he didn't want no damn family no more. And, yeah, he wanted to take another option, you know, and left us out, me and the 2 kiddos. This is just my past story, you know. And And here I am once again, put out on the street with nowhere to go, 34, 45 on the phone. Hope this testimony is helping somebody. With nowhere to go. And at that point, it was like, okay, where am I going to go? So I ended up going to college. And I went to a school that had family housing where I could take my kiddos with me. And I got Section 8. And I stayed there, upstate Michigan. And I began the track to invest in self. Seven of Pentacles. Putting something in me where nobody could take away. Because I didn't want to be put out again. I didn't want to be abandoned again. And it was like nobody, I couldn't count on anybody else to not leave. I had to always factor in the fact that you're gonna leave. And I even still see that today. Not necessarily in a toxic way of like I don't attach to people, but I don't really attach to people like that. Like, I could feel close to you and all that stuff, but no matter what, you're still going to leave. Either you choose to leave because you get a hair up your ass and you feel a kind of way on any given day, or you're going to pass away. And so I always have to be prepared for the departure. And I remain detached in the sense of that, enjoying your presence while I have you, living in the now. Living in the now. I've walked away from a good 3-4 households like that. You know, some of them I've been put out of, so I didn't have a choice. But Queen of Cups, you know, I still have my heart and I still am very loving. And I will give you my heart and I will nurture and I will pour into you. But I also know that you have the opportunity and the right to do you. People can leave. So how have I become me? A person that can pour into you but also let you go and do you at the same time? Because I've had people that I care about, that I've loved, that I've poured into, walk away from me, abandon me, leave, prioritize other things. This. Yeah. The message that I've gotten from being left out, from always having to leave, getting sent packing, is to put something in self. And that has been the track that I took to be victorious. And now people publicly see it. You know, they see me and they think about, oh, like, I've had it easy. But I haven't. Nothing that I've attained has come easy. Nothing. I hear scratching and surviving, good times. Yeah. I had to bust my ass off to get to this place. And now we're going into a whole new cycle. And I know that some people feel a certain kind of way about it. They do. Having to overcome feeling left out and regretful and remorseful, looking at spilled cups, shit that people done kicked over, people that's done stolen from me, and the thievery and the treachery and the bullshit, the lust, you know, not being with somebody because they love you, but because they lust for you, and that, or for what you can give and provide to them. And it's all done in secret. Behind the moon, illusions, all the theft and the fuckery. Again, people who are only with you because they lust after something. All of that has developed me into who I am. I'm definitely this, though. That's a main character. That's the principle. You got to get past that sword. My logic, my intellect. Because I don't just lead with my heart. I have a lot of love, but I protect it with my logic and my intellect. Because I've been fucked over too many times. Fucked over too many times. And now, things have got to come to balance. There will be justice. There will be a reckoning. There will be, we saw judgment in how I made my choices. But there's been some things in a recent past relationship that was just really, really wrong, you know. But I know I will be restored in that which I've worked for, which is to build a legacy, to put something into my children and invest in them in such a way, to be able to leave something for them at the end of the day, to build and generate generational wealth, going from one of the few in my friend group to graduate high school, despite being a teen parent, being abandoned in several different ways early in my life. It taught me to scratch, it taught me to hustle, it taught me to survive, it taught me to put the work in. Now I'm linked into the work and I need to come to balance with that. I know that my children will carry that forward. Again, they looked at me like, Mom, you worked too hard and we missed you a lot of times because you were working, you were doing what you felt you needed to do. And I know that they will reckon with that. They will. And we will get back to a place of balance in that. I claim it. I know I claim it. You know. Um, we will get through it. Because my most important value is my family. It is my kiddos. It is leaving, like I said, setting them up. It is us developing generational, not just generational wealth, but creating a legacy where we break the bonds of poverty, where they have education as a priority, something that they put in themselves, self-investment, where nobody or nothing can take that from them. It is their covering. I've always felt like education was a covering, pouring into their own cup and being covered so that you don't have to worry about a motherfucker flipping the script, like switching up on you. You could switch up all you want to, and then that'll just be it. You're unaffected and you're unbothered by it. You will be forever drinking from your own cup. Allow your cup to be full and have it runneth over. And the only person that could do that work is you and the Most High God. Being abandoned in relationships and with children over so many times has taught me to lean on the Most High God in every situation, for everything. Whether it was every time we had to start over, we realized that if we did it before, we can do it again. And again, to put something into self that nobody could take away, that was my value, Ashe. It has led me to where I am today with receiving, recognition in public ways, not just because we have a content channel and we're growing it. We feel like we got all the We Your favorite channel, messenger, like to what? Because this is where testimony meets the road. But I wouldn't have all these testimonials if we didn't walk this road. I wouldn't be able to sit here and share with you the ups and the downs, the highs and the lows. So that depending on where you are on your road, look, I know which way, how that feel. I know, to climb them hills and how steep they get. And even to be persistent and get through some perseverance. I know what it's like to worry about your next meal. I know what it's like to feel like you are off balance or try to develop balance. Even with my kiddos, I always wanted them to be balanced between investing in self, investing in others, and being engaged and having, their friends and social groups, their housework, schoolwork, everything to be balanced. Friendships was important. It was, and I know that, again, their ability to maintain friends was affected because we moved so much. But I did work to give them stability in portions of our life, like to buy a house and for us to sit for, be there, and they could put down roots and, again, friend groups and really get engaged in school and, get some traction and do that thing. And we did it. But all the shit that came along with it, I know I take the brunt of the blame. I know I do. Challenge, gratitude. They're not going to be grateful for all the stuff that we went through, that I had to surrender, that they had to sacrifice. The grief, the long nights. Those are the things that you don't want your kids to know about anyway. They knew about it, but they not supposed to feel that. They just supposed to be kiddos, I'll pull the long nights. I'll do the hard work so that you don't have to. I always hope that they would see my effort and have some understanding and awareness, a sense of gratitude. Like, yeah, we work this hard so that they can have. But sometimes it just develops into a sense of entitlement. Relationships. And maybe they just felt like working took the place of relationships. And that could be it. Love flew out in reverse in a challenge. I'm pretty sure they didn't like it, But I hope they know that I love them. Yeah, absolutely. That I did it because I loved them. No. They think I did it because I loved myself or loved everything else. And that's sad. At least that's what the cards say. That's what Alpha says. This. Yeah. So they may see certain things as a failure, Well, peace is on the flow. Peace is on the flow. It says, I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. The negative energy is just kind of circulating and is not being released. It's not. Again, we saw that Nine of Swords, the worry. We saw sleepless nights. Yeah. Perseverance. I feel like we will get through it because we can do whatever we set our mind to. Success is here. We can do whatever we want it to. I know that after all of this loss, success is here. Because, again, all of that taught me was to hustle, how to persevere. Empathy. Having empathy for each other. I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. Again, I can express and I see my kiddos' side, their point of view. Now, can they see mine? No. I hear the word they're not going to, or the statement they're not going to, or they're not supposed to. Are they supposed to? No. Worry is here. But I don't buy that, Spirit, that they're not supposed to see. Or maybe I'm just supposed to accept how they feel about it and we go on from there. That's a cool thing, so we can get to a place of peace. I accept the fact that they felt like it's certain things that I didn't do because I was doing other things, despite the reasoning. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit others. Okay. Discipline is at the bottom. But we got called to mindful message. Subconscious mind is here. We see opportunities for growth. That one to slide. Everything is happening for me in my evolution. Everything happened for me in my evolution. Again, how have I become me? All the things that we talked about developed Lati. It allowed me to be. There are certain things that I've surrendered and I've sacrificed to become or to be. And never did I want my kiddos to be that thing. No. Because they are what I value the most. And despite what they think, the hard work that I put in is so that I can leave something behind for them. And maybe I was so focused on leaving something behind for them that a lot of ways I wasn't there for them. I am not a victim of the things that happen. I take ownership of my life and make the best of challenges along my journey. I see how difficult moments help me to become the best version, be my best version, and I am thankful for them. I'm thankful for everything that we went through. I'm thankful for the challenges. I'm thankful for the fact that I'm courageous enough to look at my shadow self, my shadow energy, and see how has it affected me, how has it affected others, and how do I come to wholeness, how do I come to goodness with that. I am enough. It's a challenge. Feeling like I am enough. You know, I am beautiful just as I am. I am loved just as I am. I am worthy just as I am. Get this shit up and get it out. Get it up and get it out. You know, as I am. I don't need to fit in. I just need to be myself, and the right people will come into my life. I feel like they will come back in. Like if you know, we are isolating ourselves right now in the moment, but I feel like it will come back around. It will. That's expressing love. Maybe I need to send a letter or just do something to express love, or let love speak for us in such a way. You know, sometimes you just have to give people space. You know, I am the parent and I will lead the way and lead by example and continue to, you know, touch base with them. Coming my way is here, you know, so maybe an opportunity to express love, you know, is coming my way. I take these opportunities too, 5255 on the phone, to not only testify, but to allow my testimony, to be a release. You know, to help them release, help me release. Release what? Release anger, release frustration, to break the chains. Because everything that I've done was to release and break the chains. Break the chains, right? I was a teen mom and I didn't want to be relegated to any certain position that would be placed upon me because I was a teenage mother. No, I refused. That's not who I am, and I'm not going to take that on. No. And then to be defined by bad relationships or the challenges that I had with my parents. I refused. I was a curse breaker. And to break the curses, for me, took that work. I had to put the work in order to get to where I am, to sit here and talk about being a curse breaker. Did I put issues on my children because I was doing the work? Yes. You think about any warrior, you go off to war or to battle, your kiddos they have to take on certain shit, they do. But they will develop their sense of purpose because of it. They will. Whatever they felt like they messed out on or that I didn't do right, they will make corrections for that in their life. It will auto-correct. It will self-correct. And they will have to put the work in order to achieve just that. Whether it is with their partners, whether it is in career and finance, or all of it, because I've taught them to be balanced. And hopefully, by them seeing me lean a lot into the work to get it done because of the yoke that was on my shoulders, that they will come to balance. They already said, Ma, you work too hard. We don't want to have to work like that to survive. Okay. That's for you to move forward in this day, Ashe. Expansive. To learn and do something greater, something different, something better, to carry the mantle forward. Every day I am learning new things and expanding into my highest potential. Highest potential. And I see that separated off. There's a space right here because they put it over here. Bam. You want lights here? No. Anything else? No. But there's an unknown in this space. What are they going to do? I don't know. We will just have to wait and see. Heavy stuff in the morning, the rising. But it's the things that keep me up at night. One of the things that keep me up at night is service. Because again, we've developed the habit of being a workaholic. Release projection. Thoughts. Rumination. Everything will be okay. See it. Vision success. See the peace. See the happiness. Return to the body. Come to balance. Balance self out. And like I said, your girl is a little bit tired. You know. It do make you feel a kind of way when you feel like all of your efforts aren't met with gratitude. It do. But they're kiddos. They're not going to. They're just not. They think you're supposed to do that. You can even have a distorted type of vision of who you are as a parent. You're supposed to be Superwoman. You're supposed to wear the cape. You're supposed to be able to do all things and be everywhere and in every place. They're not supposed to feel the struggle. They're supposed to be joyous. They're kiddos. And I really wanted that for them. You know, to just be able to enjoy life. Whatever they wanted. Whatever they thought of, whatever they mentioned, you know, they just come home and find it. Like I said, I was the parent that would come home. You come home and you got a whole nother bedroom. I done went online and shopped and put together a whole new bedroom for you. Good and bad though. I mean, I would find out what they're into, you know. I want to be in touch with them. We went on dates, you know, as a family. We went on dates, whole family. And then we see the Wheel of Fortune. The wheel is going to turn. We see Four of Pentacles. You know, pull back. You know, just hold on. Hold your position. Hold on. Change is coming. Love. It will. It'll heal it. Expression of love. Yeah. Love, Ace of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. But having a whole lot of love. Strength. Love and strength. Developed out of loss. Yeah. And like I said, we went on dates in the family. And we, each kiddo, we would go on dates separately. And we would do it all together as a family, you know. And I do hold on to those memories. Four of Pentacles is back. I hold on to those memories. I hold on to those times. And I feel like those are the things that are going to stick. Those are the things that I miss right now, though. I do. And Seven of Swords is here. It's like lies and deceit and trickery. And I'm not for sure what that's about. Like maybe it's something going on too. Are we all being honest with one another? Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. You know, are we all being honest? Am I being honest with myself? But are my kiddos honest in their recollection? Maybe not. Maybe they are feeling their emotion, you know, or maybe they just felt like they missed out on some additional love that I could have given them. Maybe I was too logical, too, I hear masculine, you know, too controlling in a sense, and needed to have a little bit more balance. Juggling too many things in order to really sit fully in that mothering, nurturing energy. And it's really hard when the mother has to be the father in the family to maintain that type of balance. But I did the best that I could. And that's just it. Yeah. Overcoming obstacles. Did the best that I could with it. But even in getting to know them personally, each and every kid, and trying to figure out what that kid needed specifically and being able to provide it, you know, my thing was provide the things that they like. So they would just come home to it. They didn't have to do nothing extra because I felt like they were already doing enough. They didn't have to do anything extra because I felt like they were already doing enough. So that was my way of rewarding them. Like I said, that was my tactic, you know. That was, you know, my primal energy was to provide for them those things that I felt like I missed out on. And to work to be able to do it was my thing because I didn't have a partner. I didn't have this. They chose otherwise. So I stepped into this combo. Can you imagine? But now it's a different day. Ending and new beginnings. Working on self-mastery. That's what we talk about here all the time. Self-mastery. And I believe that love will win the day. It will. So, with that, is there anything else you would like to close out with? This one. I see opportunity awaits. That's what's sitting on the top. That's what's been on the shuffle. We see perfect timing. Opportunity awaits. Perfect timing. I feel a pain in my shoulder. Reconsider something. Something that's unfavorable. Something asks for help is here. I told you I saw a Seven of Swords. I saw lies, like somebody not being truthful. And again, opportunity awaits. It's right back out. Be more assertive. Things are at a standstill. They are. Things are at a standstill. But an opportunity will come for us to get things back together. Maybe everybody needs to think things through again. Wait, pause on it, let it sit, let it lie. more information is coming. And I told you I felt illusion, something behind the scene. Something is hidden. You know, we saw that space in the card where there was an unknown. Something is definitely not being shown at this time. But something is going to happen where forgiveness is going to be here. Hopefully nobody does anything that they will need to ask for forgiveness for. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. We see big changes. Whatever it is, it could cause a big change. We see a year from now. But at the end of the day, there's no need to worry. Ain't no need to worry what this fight is gonna bring. It'll be all over with the rising. Yes. Don't stop what you're doing. You know, we've always been a person to press forward, to work hard, to lean into, you know, the higher things of life. And everything is going to work out in perfect timing. Because the goal, the value is to provide something for the kiddos, a generational legacy, something that they can pass down and we can grow as a family. And nobody is perfect in their pursuit of that, but I know that it's going to work out. Pretty much. That's that. It'll be okay. Because all I wanted to do was make sure we could eat at the end of the day. They have no worries about eating. No need for social services. Having to wait to a certain day of the month. Not having to live paycheck to paycheck. Have the opportunity to get not just what they need, but the things that they just want. Yeah. I love y'all. I love y'all so much. I do. I love you just like I love me. Because I love the Alpha and the Omega that called me, that gave me my decree, that placed the word down inside of me, giving me the breath of life. To breathe. The courage to just be raw and open and vulnerable and give this testimony onto all of thee, onto the we. So that not only that it's self-edifying, but that we be so full with what has been given unto us that we overflow and we can offer it onto you. So for whoever that may be going through any of the things that we just spoke about, struggling with what have you gone through that has developed you, what has helped you develop the values that you hold on to, and the struggles, the road that you traveled to get to you, to becoming who you are, or to see it to fruition and develop all of your manifestations, comes with sacrifice. It's always something that we had to give up in order to attain. Giving and receiving is the name of the game. Some folks is going to feel a certain kind of way about how you did it. But as long as the work is done, well, it's going to be done. What you set out to do will be accomplished. It will be. Just wait. Ain't no need to worry. It's going to all come together in perfect timing. To the next now, y'all. This one's done. Ashe.